Toddy, what up? Jalen, what up? Morning. Um, how do you claim a woman down? What? How do you calm a woman down who is intimidated by you? Um, I would have to know the indicators. How do you know she's intimidated by you? What's actually happening? I don't know. Give her a hug. Stick your tongue down the throat. Fill her up. I don't know. Give her a reassuring hug. Try that. I don't know. When you approach her, so on the approach, how do you know she's intimidated by you? Good day. On the approach, how do you know she's intimidated? Tell her you're not gonna bite. I don't know. I don't know, bro. This is where practice comes in. You gotta know how to be confident and reassuring. And you gotta let her know that you're interested in her. And you gotta let her know that it's okay to talk to you because you find her attractive or she's, you're interested in getting to know her. I don't know. But you asking these questions make me really want to ask who's really intimidated, her or you? Because if she's intimidated by you, then at that point you should know exactly what to do and what to say to get her eating out of the palm of your hands, right? So what's really happening in this situation? It's what is it? Tuesday? Tuesday. Yeah, man, it's Tuesday. We out here getting it in. Morning. You folks, the reason I don't talk properly when I call on live stream is because I'm very nervous. When many people are watching, I talk better when I'm speaking to some one-on-one person. Nobody's watching. Toddy said, I'm intimidated 2 miles. I'm still practicing. That's my confidence doesn't match my looks yet. Well, again, practice. Look, when you guys are meeting women, you have to remember that. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, women are all the same, right? We understand that. But at the same time, the details of each person's life that you are encountering is going to be different. So that's the reason why you need practice, because you need to be able to still be able to successfully approach and meet someone regardless of the details of their life. You see what I'm saying? So if they're nervous, if they're, I don't know what, I don't, if they had a bad day, if they had a good day, if they're with their friends, if they're on their phone, like whatever, you need to practice so you can understand how to negotiate different situations. That's where the practice comes in. So unless you guys go out and practice talking and meeting and being sociable, then you're not gonna make any real progress. And Efosa, it's not that many people watching us, bro. We don't ever had no more than 300 people watching us. Imagine if you called in to like one of these other podcasts with thousands of people. So I mean, you could say that you're nervous, but you've been calling in and talking to us for damn near over a year now. So what the fuck you still nervous for? Like, get that shit out your mind. Like, you should be used to talking to us already. So when you call in, pronounce your words and stop being lazy or stop being nervous, whatever you call it. If you want us to help you out, you got to pronounce your words, bro. Toddy. Morning. Morning. Edward, respect and morning. Right now, I'm on a few dating apps. Would it be better idea to add more dating apps or focus on a few I have now? Well, you don't need to be on more than like, in my opinion, you don't need to be more than two or three. You understand? And you should between two to three, you should be making enough, matches so you could focus on creating dates. But if you don't feel you're getting enough matches, or if you don't think, you're getting enough matches, then I don't know, maybe you might want to add four, but I think three is a good number to manage. But you should be really using them, and you should have the real, the premium versions of these apps, not just the free one. Because if you're still on the free one, then you're not really doing much. Nah, bro. Toddy said, when do you call a woman after first date if she doesn't call you back first? I'm used to them contacting me after, but when do I usually take they're not interested? Good morning. Well, I'm gonna tell you something you probably didn't know. You don't really have to call these women, bro. What you need to do is, towards the end of the first date, you need to find out when she's free for the following date. That's what you need to do. Towards the end of the first date, if it's going well, that is. I mean, if y'all, clicking, if y'all hit it off, Y'all feeling each other, y'all making out, y'all touching, kissing, but maybe she just don't want to fuck because it's the first date, whatever. I don't know. Who cares? And even if you do fuck, whatever. Before the end of the first date, you got to set up. You got to find out when she's free, at least, if not totally set up the second date. And you can set it up verbally and then tell her, I will text you the details for our next date. Once you do that, you don't need to call or talk to them. Let me tell y'all something. Actual interest in a person has nothing to do with how much you call and talk to them. You understand? Calling and texting a person all the time is just smoke and mirrors for trying to keep tabs on somebody because of insecurity. You understand? That's all it is. You keeping tabs on somebody, and it's probably expressing neediness and all that other shit. Still insecurity. Because before I met you, you had other things going on in your life. You had other people that you talk to on a daily basis. Your mother, your friends, whatever. Even other motherfuckers that you might be dating. Who cares? The bottom line is, I'm easing my way into your life. So we don't need to be talking like that. We need to be setting up time for us to see each other so we can continue to get to know each other and find out if our connection makes sense. But that doesn't really, it's not necessary to talk all the time. You text them to set up the second date. And then you do the same thing like you did for the first date, which is the day before or the morning. If you're dating in the evening, the morning of, or the midday, around morning or the midday, you text them again to confirm. Or if you want to give them a quick call, you give them a quick call to confirm. But it's not a long conversation at all. It's like, hey, what's up? How's your week been? Cool. All right. Well, I was just hitting you up to make sure we good for tonight. We good? Okay, cool. So I'll see you later. Blah, 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 blah. Looking forward to seeing you. And you could put the same shit in the text. You see what I'm saying? Mad quick. Y'all cats be trying to talk to these chicks too much. You give them too much access to you too early. That's what messes it up in the long run. But I guess I guess you never really considered being on a bad boy membership. If you was on a bad boy membership, you would know these things. KJ said, Miles, is there a fine line between not infringing on a woman's individuality and growth and when you're molding her, what you're molding her into? Good morning. Well, see, here's the thing with what you have to consider is something called compatibility. Okay? Because a woman's individual identity and identity growth and development should be in line with your training or and molding or grooming, whatever you want to call it. It should be in line with your direction. That's what's called compatibility. So that's what you're looking for. So it should come to the point where the more you spend time with this person, the more that you vet her, it's like the fine line starts to blur, where your direction and her individuality and her development, whatever you want to call it, those two things should start to meld together. You get what I'm saying? If that's not happening, then that means you don't really need to be in no type of long-term serious relationship with that person. I mean, if you just want to do some fuck buddy shit, cool. But all that other stuff, like a long-term relationship, wifey, all that crap, nah, that's not happening. You understand? So there's only a line when you're truly not compatible with the woman. If there's a line, then that means there's a limit to the extent of your compatibility with her. And so that means you can only be with her to a certain capacity. And you have to understand what that capacity is. So if that capacity is literally just to meet up and have sex, cool. If that capacity is to date, meaning that you guys go out and then after the date, y'all go back to the crib and y'all smash, cool. If that capacity is, y'all meet up, y'all have sex, and sometimes y'all do a little bit of business, cool. You understand? But if there's a line, then that means there's a limit. So that means she can't necessarily be your, like, for example, if you're the type of guy where, you're not really about social media, right? And the business that you run, you don't need social media to promote it. So your lifestyle is not about social media at all, and you don't really fuck with people that's on social media. Now, if you got a fuck buddy that's on social media, that's cool. If you got a chick that you're dating that's on social media, you might not really care that much. But if you're trying to get a girlfriend and wife this chick, and you're like, man, I'm not really happy with the fact that she's on social media, but her lifestyle is as such where she needs social media for whatever reason, I don't care. I'm not here to judge. It's not about that. The point is, if she needs social media to function, and that's just who she is, and that's not who you are, then that's the limit. You see what I'm saying? That's the line. So y'all don't need to take it any further than that. That's all. That's what it's about. Edward says, bad boy membership, I highly recommend. Morning. Call me Jay, salute. KJ says, my initial question was, how would you deal with a woman with no identity? How would you deal with a woman with no identity? Well, like I said, it's all about your direction. So either she's following your direction or she's not. What the goal in dealing with a woman for real, like again, who she really is matters based on how involved you're trying to be with her. Do you understand? So it depends. It still comes back to you. So her identity, and the dynamics of her identity still has to do with what you require. You understand? So if you're just trying to date, or you're just trying to fuck buddy, or just see her from time to time, morning, then her identity only matters up to the point where that's what y'all doing together. You understand? But if you're trying to marry somebody, then her identity matters. So at that point, you're basically training, you're turning her into a part of you, basically. You understand? Like, you are literally like infecting her with your identity and personality. So if you meet a woman that has no personality, she still at least has to be, has no identity. She still at least has to be coachable, so you can mold her identity. So you can, do with her what you require. But again, this is why, as men, we got to be responsible with our leadership. We can't just be leading these women down any old path of life. That's why it's not if you trying to marry a woman or have a woman that's a girlfriend, it can't be just about sex. You got to know what the fuck you're doing. You gotta be ready to lead a woman. Because if you're not making her better, if you're not making your life better, then you're not making her better. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know what you're doing. Dealing with women is a privilege and a responsibility. No matter what, I know a lot of guys out here, y'all listen to a lot of other cats, and everybody have like super negative things to say about women because they have all this resentment because some bitch rejected them or whatever the fuck. What I'm trying to say is, dealing with women is a privilege, just like life. Life is a privilege. You understand? We have a responsibility to use every day that we're blessed with to be great, to do great things, to do positive things, to affect life in a positive way, and to leave this earth better than we left it. So if you break everything down, if that's the purpose of life, or if that's what our goal is, then you break it down to your relationships. If you got a friend, right, that's your boy or whatever, if you have a friendship, that means both of y'all benefiting from the relationship. So that means it's a part of your responsibility as a friend to benefit that man and for that man to benefit you. You understand what I'm saying? In some sort of way, however it works, whatever the dynamics are. And it's a privilege to have a friend. It's a privilege to have somebody that calls you a friend, and for you to be able to call somebody else a friend. That's a privilege. Not everybody has that. So we have to respect it. So what I'm saying is, just like we're dealing with women is the same thing. It's a privilege and a responsibility. So you got to be doing things from a righteous place. Good morning. And when you understand the value of your leadership, you realize how you got to be responsible with that. You can't just be trying to lead a woman just because you're trying to smash, like, because even if it's a fuck buddy situation, you still gotta carry yourself a certain way. So she knows that even though y'all fuck buddies, she can't disrespect you. She can't behave a certain way. You get what I'm saying? Because being fuck buddies could lead to other things. Because you could be a fuck buddy with a chick, but then you realize, wow, she's actually a cool person. And then you say, hey, we should go out sometime. You understand? And then maybe y'all maybe things like actually are compatible with y'all. And then being a fuck buddy could lead to something else. That's why you always gotta be righteous, bro. You always gotta be doing things with a purpose and be positive. And like I said, you want to recognize the value in yourself and be valuable to the people around you. So you meet a woman with no identity. If she's coachable and she's seeking leadership, then take that seriously as an opportunity to mold her into your image from a righteous place. You understand? Not just about not manipulation, but influence. So you want to have a certain quality mindset that you can instill in her. You want to live a quality lifestyle that you can show her, that you can say, hey, this is how you do things. You know what I'm saying? Like if she has no identity, then you want to make sure that if you're going to instill things, it's kind of like having a child almost. You know what I'm saying? Like a child has no identity when it first comes into the world, but as a parent, you take it seriously and you show that child how to speak, how to communicate, how to be responsible, do chores, how to wash themselves, how to brush their teeth, keep their room clean and all that type of shit. So if you actually meet a woman with no identity, it's the same type of thing where you're letting her know, hey, this is how I do things. I'm a man. You're a woman. This is how it works. This is what I expect from you. This is the value that I have. This is how I benefit you. Like all of these things matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you asking the question about a woman's identity. So Monogamous says, too many excuses these males are connected to. It's sad. Let me see all right. I'm about to cross over to Instagram, guys. It was some good questions to hear this morning. So appreciate that. Remember, Vegas is sold out. Vegas is sold out, man. So, but you can still get live stream tickets. So hit the link in the description. Click on the Game Kings 2 Vegas seminar and get your live stream tickets. But yeah, we're sold out for in-person tickets, guys. All right, so it's your boy Miles Cunningham. Appreciate you. Have a great day and be good to yourself. And remember, the truth is inside you.